In every generation, people have sought divine intervention for their material needs. Money and wealth are often seen as necessary tools for survival, growth, and comfort in life. For believers in Jesus Christ, turning to Him in prayer for financial blessings is a deeply personal and faith-driven act. But what does it mean to pray to Jesus for money and wealth? Is it simply a request for riches, or is there something deeper, more spiritual, and more transformational involved? This exploration seeks to delve into the nature of financial prayers to Jesus, the biblical basis for such prayers, the balance between material needs and spiritual growth, and practical prayers that align with God's will. It also examines how faith, responsibility, and purpose shape our financial journey. Understanding wealth in the Christian context. What is wealth according to the Bible? Wealth in the Bible is not condemned. Rather, it is portrayed as a gift from God that must be handled wisely. Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, David, and Solomon were all wealthy men, yet they were also faithful to God. However, the Bible is clear that wealth should never become an idol or a substitute for God. Deuteronomy 8:18, NIV. But remember the Lord your God, for it is He who gives you the ability to produce wealth. This verse establishes God as the source of all prosperity. Praying to Jesus for money and wealth, then, is not about greed, but about acknowledging the true source of provision. Why people pray for financial help. Financial stress can be emotionally, mentally, and spiritually draining. People pray for money and wealth for many reasons: to pay off debts, to provide for family and dependents, to overcome poverty, to fund education or medical needs, to support charitable causes, to build or expand businesses, to gain financial freedom. In all these cases, prayer becomes a channel through which believers seek not only financial relief, but also divine wisdom and direction. The heart behind the prayer. God looks at motives. Before asking Jesus for wealth, it's crucial to examine one's motives. Are we seeking money for selfish gain or for stewardship and service? James 4:3 NIV. When you ask, you do not receive, because you ask with wrong motives, that you may spend what you get on your pleasures. The Bible encourages believers to approach prayer with a heart aligned to God's purposes. Jesus taught us to seek first the kingdom of God. Matthew 6:33, and everything else, including material needs, would be added. Faith over fear. A prayer for wealth must be grounded in faith, not desperation or fear. Fear tends to cloud judgment, while faith positions us to hear God's direction and trust in His timing. Biblical examples of financial blessings through prayer. Solomon's wisdom and wealth. In 1 Kings 3, Solomon prayed for wisdom, not riches. But because his heart was pure, God blessed him with both. 1 Kings 3:13, NIV. Moreover, I will give you what you have not asked for, both wealth and honor. Solomon's story illustrates how seeking God's heart first can lead to abundance. Elijah and the widow. 1 Kings 17:7-16. A poor widow facing starvation was blessed because she obeyed the prophet Elijah. Her small act of faith led to a supernatural provision of oil and flour that never ran out. This shows that provision often follows obedience and faith. Jesus' teachings on money. Jesus spoke frequently about money, not to condemn it, but to teach proper stewardship. Matthew 6:24, NIV. You cannot serve both God and money. Jesus knew the power money had to distract people from God. That's why he emphasized trust in God's provision and not worrying about tomorrow.
Parikanagi mamomno Lamdam karigi sanaw no Lairembigi mapok ni nandi Sumatyay pubi ni nandi Yeng liba mit yeng duna Nok liba mi nok duna Bakang ay hakit tamoy